If you're a musician or a music creator, then YouTube is one of the best platforms for sharing your music, but there are some fundamental mistakes that folks make when they start using YouTube to share their music. So in this video, I'm going to break down my top 5 mistakes made by folks sharing music on YouTube. Let's go. Hi, my name is Pete. This is Studio Live today, where I help you create, record, and release your best music. And once you have released that music, you're going to want to share it with the rest of the world. So when you go to share your music, YouTube is one of the best platforms to share. But there are some mistakes that some folks, when they start using YouTube, tend to make. So in this video, I'm going to count down the top 5 mistakes that I see new YouTube users making when they're sharing their music. Let's dive in right now. Okay, we're going to do this countdown style, so let's start at number 5, which is the audio quality. And we're not talking about the music quality, we're talking about the audio quality, or more specifically, the compression of your audio. So when you record audio, whether you're using GarageBand on your phone or your iPad, or whether you're using a Mac or a PC or whatever, you're going to be recording uncompressed audio, which means you've got the full resolution audio file. And as soon as you start putting it into video editing software, uploading it to YouTube, it gets compressed, which means that it takes that full resolution audio file and it compresses it down, which means you lose quality. So what I'm saying here is make sure that if you're bringing your audio files into your video editing software, I don't care if you're using iMovie or Premiere Pro or whatever it is, make sure you're not compressing your files. Don't bring in an MP3 or an AAC file into your video editing software. Bring in the WAV or the AIF, the full resolution audio file for your video editing, because it is going to get compressed. So it doesn't matter where you're uploading, if it's YouTube, SoundCloud, any Facebook, any other platform, it's going to get compressed there. So don't compress it first. Otherwise, what's going to happen is you're going to go through multiple stages of compression. You've got your compressed MP3 in your video file. It then gets compressed again into YouTube, and then the audio ends up sounding really poor. So what you want to do is bring the highest quality audio into your video editing software, and then making sure that you have the highest quality video file that you're uploading to YouTube. Don't upload a tiny already compressed file to YouTube, or your quality is going to suffer. If you need more information about that, especially if you're using GarageBand, I've got videos about how you can export from GarageBand into iMovie at the highest quality and then share those directly to YouTube, well, directly from iMovie to your camera roll to YouTube using that way. But whatever you're using, make sure that you are not compressing your audio too much before you're actually releasing to YouTube, or your audio quality is going to suffer. Number 4 is around your value proposition, and I call this my so what factor. So why would people listen to your music or click on your video to watch your music over anyone else? And the problem I see here is people just put their song out and they're like, here's my artist name, here's my title, please click on my song and listen to it. And the question is, why would people want to click on that? What are you offering? So are you offering something unique? Are you offering something different? And look, you don't have to be crazy different or crazy unique, but just let people know. Let people know in your title, in your description, tell them what you're doing. If you're playing dueling banjos or ukulele mashups or whatever, put as much information as you can in there, because you need to bring people in. There's so much music being shared on YouTube and right across the internet that if you want people to listen to your music, you need to give them a reason to listen to your music. So make sure that if you can, put in your value proposition, put in that why factor, that so what factor that is going to make people go, wow, that sounds amazing. I'm going to click on that and I'm going to listen to this track instead of any of these other music tracks, because there is so much competition in YouTube. So if you've got a unique proposition, put it out there and tell people what you have on offer. Which leads us nicely into number 3, which is about your titles, your tags, and your descriptions. Now, because I've been creating YouTube videos for some time now, I know the power of titles, tags, and descriptions. But if you're new to YouTube, you might not be aware of this sort of stuff. So when you are putting your videos on YouTube, you might think, oh, here's my title. It's Pete Johns, My Amazing Song. Click, submit, go. But you are missing a whole lot there. Like, your title may just be your name and your song title, but But your description, you want to put in as much information. You've got up to 5,000 characters that you can put in your description. So don't just put, "This is my great new song." Put what you recorded it, why you recorded it, what instruments did you use, as much information as you possibly can. In a recent video, I talked about metadata, and I'll link that video up there and down there. Metadata just means all the information you're putting out there onto the internet that can help people find your content. So your description, and more importantly, your tags, are going to help people find that. Now, tags is a whole nother thing, and I can probably do a separate video, which I probably will, all about tags. But you've got 500 characters to put your tags in there. So your tags is your opportunity to not just put your name and the name of your track, but put as much information. You're a singer-songwriter, put singer-songwriter, put folky singer-songwriter, singer-songwriter, folk song, folk demo singer-songwriter. If you're using ukuleles, put great ukulele track, ukuleles. Like, put as much information as you can. You've got 500 characters, why not fill it up with as much information as you can? You might struggle, but if you try, you're going to work out that there's plenty of words that describe your music, that describe you. You don't have to just put your name of yourself and your track. You can put a whole bunch of descriptions in your title, your description, and your tags, and that is going to help people discover you, because YouTube is the second biggest search engine in the world. Behind Google, YouTube is the second biggest search engine, which means if people are looking for particular stuff, they might not even know you, but if they're big ukulele fans, and I keep harping on about ukuleles, but if they're big ukulele fans and you've got a whole bunch of descriptions and tags and tracks mentioning ukuleles, they're more likely to find you if you've got that. If you're just like Pete John's My Song, they're not going to know. So put as much information as you can, and people are going to find your songs. Number 2 in our top 5 mistakes made by folks sharing music to YouTube is link bombing. Now, if you are a member of any Facebook groups or forums, or you've been on Reddit, you have seen this before. This is folks who come online and they're like, "Check out my hot track, click link to their YouTube video," and they're expecting folks to go, "Wow, a random person sharing a random track to a song that they created. I'm clicking that, I'm subscribing to their channel, I'm listening." Yeah, no, you know where I'm going with this. No one is going to do that. You right back to the number 4 or 5, whatever it was, right back to the value proposition. You are not giving people the so what factor. You're not telling people why they should spend the time clicking your link, listening to your track. You need to give them something more. If you're just going into a random group and the very first post you put on that group is "listen to my new track," it's not going to work for a lot of reasons. One, you're going to just annoy people. But number 2 is that social media doesn't work that way, especially Facebook groups, Reddit, forums, everywhere, YouTube, everywhere online doesn't work that way, because it expects you to be contributing, expects you to be giving to a community before you're trying to take. So if you go to a new community, and again, it doesn't matter what platform it is, but Facebook especially is where I've seen it a lot. You join up into a new group, it'll show new member, and then you'll send your link out and it'll say new member, first post, please listen to my great track, sub for sub, all that sort of jazz. No one is going to go, "Wow, a new random person with a track. I'm going to click that and go and listen to what they've got to offer." Some people may, but it's not going to be your best bang for buck. What you want to do is actually go and be part of that community. Don't join 200 groups and spam them with your content. Join 5 groups, get involved in the conversation, become part of the community, and then contribute to other people's music that they're sharing, and then share your own music, because you only get back what you put out there. You can't just be take. You've got to give at least as much, usually more, than what you actually take back. So if you want to share your music, you've got your YouTube videos out there, you want to actually get people to watch and listen to your music, then make sure that you are contributing and you're sharing. Don't link bomb a whole pile of groups and forums, because it's not going to be effective. And finally, the number 1 mistake that I see folks making when sharing their music on YouTube. And before we go into this, I completely understand why folks will be doing this, and I've been very tempted to do this myself in the past as well. And that is sub for sub, like for like, comment for comment. Now, if you're not familiar with the whole YouTube structure and how that all works, sub for sub means subscribe for subscribe. So if you've got a YouTube channel and you're putting your music out on YouTube and you want other people to subscribe to your channel, what you might do is say, "Hey, if you subscribe to my YouTube channel, I'll subscribe to yours." And the same with comments, and the same with likes, and whatever else it may be. And I can see the temptation for why you would want to do this, but the reason that you don't want to do this is that all you're going to end up with is a bunch of people that are subscribed to your channel, that are putting likes and putting comments on your content that aren't necessarily engaged with your content. So if you're putting content out there and just saying, hey, sub for sub, like for like, comment for comment, then other people are going to come and do that. But what's the actual end game there? What are you actually going to achieve by doing that? And what I would suggest instead of that is actually doing what I said in the earlier tips and the earlier advice, which is getting involved in communities, engaging with those communities and sharing your content in a way that is going to tell people what is different about you, what is unique, what's your unique proposition, what are you putting out to the world that nobody else is, what is your music doing that people are going to tune in with, and then let them decide. And there's nothing wrong with actually putting content out there and then asking for people to subscribe or to like or to comment if they like it. But if you lead with that, because you might be saying right now, hey Pete, you've got a YouTube channel, you ask people to subscribe to your channel and to like your videos and to comment. Well, yes, I do, but hopefully what I'm doing is I'm putting the content out first. I'm giving value. I'm providing something that people hopefully want, and then if they like it, then by all means they can do that. And the same with your music. If you're putting your music out there and saying, hey, I've got this music, it's some banjo and some ukulele and some cool retro funk vibes, and if you're into that, then hey, great, check out my channel, I've got a whole bunch more cool ukulele, banjo, retro funk vibes, then people are going to go, yes, I'm all about that, I'm going to subscribe to your channel, I'm going to like your videos, and I'm going to comment on your content. If you're asking for that before, you're putting the cart before the horse. I know that's an old cliche, but that's the way I think about it, and that's the way YouTube treats it. So if you're not concerned about the whole what people are doing, well then think about the algorithm that YouTube is putting in play. And if you've got a bunch of subscribers that aren't actually then engaging with your content, well, it's not going to actually do anything for you. You'll have a number there that might say, hey, I've got 200 subscribers on my music channel, but they're not actually watching or listening to any of your music or watching your videos because you've just done a sub for sub with them and they've got 200 subscribers that are all people that are not watching their content. So that's what I'm saying with this. There are better ways to put your music out there and to engage with other people than to do your sub for sub, your like for like, your comment for comment. There's better ways to do it. And there you go, the 5 biggest mistakes that I have seen folks make sharing their music here on YouTube. And when I say folks, I'm very much talking about myself as well, because I have made some, if not all of these mistakes myself. So hopefully you can learn from my mistakes and that you can share your music in a positive way, because it is a fantastic platform. We live in an age where you can just share your music, you can add videos to it, you can do amazing things sharing your music and your content here on YouTube. It is a fantastic platform, but there are ways that you can do it in such a positive way that I'm just trying to help you avoid some of the mistakes and the pitfalls that I have certainly made in the past. Thanks again for watching. If you've got comments, questions, or suggestions, or other tips that you have for other users about sharing their music here on YouTube, then please leave those in the comments below, and I will see you on the next video. Hey, thanks for sticking around. If you would like to check out some more videos here on the channel, there's 2 more linked down below. You can also subscribe to the channel by clicking on the Studio Live Today icon in the top right corner, or head on over to studiolivetoday.com for more audio goodness.